So today I'm asking myself the question if an average rider can get down the World Cup Enduro trails here in Bielsko, Poland. They held their first annual competition here in Poland a few months ago, and yeah, I'm here now. I'm from Sweden, if you don't watch my videos, but I thought I'd take the opportunity to try to survive the trails here and do them in the same order as they do. I will cheat a little bit because they only use the gondola once. I will actually use it twice because I guess I'm lazy. But yeah, I'm here at the top where stage number 1 is gonna start. The sun is in my eyes, so I can't really see, but there's 2 other trails actually that start here. So we're gonna start off with the trail called Kamieniołom, I think it's called. Sorry for my Polish if someone from Poland watches. That's stage 1. Then I'll go down, then it's a long hike or climb to the gondola for stage 2 and 3. So stage 2 is Dziabar, another black trail, and then you go into Debowiec, which is stage number 3. Then you have to go all the way back and then do Cygan, or no, actually it's DH Plus, another black trail, which is the one that I'm gonna struggle with the most. And then you are basically done, if I survive. I can just say that there are gonna be features that I will not do, and I will tick off all the excuses already. Excuse number 1 is that I'm on a rental bike that's seen its best days for sure. The pedals are not very good, the handlebars are worn out. When you pedal backwards, the chain comes off and it's quite squeaky and rattly, so you can tell it's been through quite a lot of things here. Excuse number 2 is that I have only ridden DH Plus once from yesterday when I just rode whatever, and Cygan once. The rest of them are gonna be blind, other than the fact that I've watched them on YouTube, so I hope I have some rough idea, but other than that everything is blind. But not gonna make a whole lot of excuses. I would probably not do, or I will for sure not do some of the features that I've seen, especially on DH Plus, even if I was on my bike at home. And even if I knew the trails well, I probably still wouldn't hit them, to be honest. But yeah, let's head into it and see if I can survive a day of Enduro World Cup mountain biking. So, me from the future here, just slightly gonna fill in 2 things, because the eagle-eyed that watch the World Cup might notice this. And it's number 1, that on stage 2, which is Dziabar, if I pronounce it correctly, then basically the stage is called Dziabar, so I thought that it would be the exact same, the entire trail. It's not quite the case. They actually start slightly further down from the actual start on the trail, and then what they do is that once they reach the bottom of Dziabar, you can straight away go into the trail called Gondola. And they did that trail as well in that stage. So they did like half of Dziabar and then the entirety of Gondola, and that was actually stage 2. I did Dziabar top to bottom, so it's not exactly the same, but I thought I'd mention it so that you guys know that that's the case. The other slight thing is that, well, it doesn't really matter, I guess, but for whatever reason I mixed up stage 4 and stage 5 in the order of them. So I did DH Plus as stage 4, and I ended off with Cygan and did that as stage 5. Actually, it's the other way around, so you should flip them. And the actual Enduro World Cup did it the other way around. So with Cygan being stage 4 and DH Plus being stage 5, I guess it doesn't really matter, but I thought I mentioned that as well, just so you guys know that, I slightly messed up there, but to 90% I would say it's the same that the pro riders were riding. But I thought I mentioned it in case anyone notices it or wonders. But yeah, let's head into a tough day of riding. So here we are. Here's, like I said, where Cygan, actually the last stage, so I will be back here towards the end hopefully, starts, and also Kamieniołom, which is the black trail that starts as stage 1. I highly doubt, because these both trails start at the same spot, but I highly doubt that they started here, both of them, during the Enduro World Cup. Not sure which one started further down, but I'm pretty sure one of them will have. So, not exactly gonna get any rest. You're starting right away with a black trail. So, it's not like you just chill your way into it. But this upper part I have done since Cygan and, like I said, Kamieniołom both starts up there. So since I did Cygan yesterday, I have done this upper section, and it's extremely rough. Here it opens up a little bit. Yeah, let's use it straight ahead. So this is where the two trails split off, and here's where I have not been before. So like I said, other than having watching YouTube, this is all blind from here on out. Okay, yeah, like I said, oh well, I don't know if I mentioned it, but gaps are something that I'm extremely scared of, so this one is exactly gonna be, yeah, another gap. And if they were tabletops, I would for sure try them, but going into sizable gap jumps blind is not the best. Okay, that's a bit of a steep technical shoot. Oh, and this is a steep technical climb. Well, yeah, that's a dab. Okay, well, since I've stopped here anyways, and there's a skull and exclamation marks, I guess I might as well just have a look. Well, looks, I mean, it's steep for sure, but looks all right. Have a pretty nice route down there. So yeah, I will send it, but I'm more scared of the gap jumps than I am something like this. Okay. Yep, fine. Guess what, I think that feature is kind of like the least of my problems today. So extremely loose here, so
It's like going through a constant rock garden, pretty much. Okay, this is for sure not the ideal line. Maybe through just about. Yeah, here's the river gap that I was talking about. Not much of a river though at the moment, but it's so fatiguing, the fingers already from the rough terrain. It's so incredibly rough. Yeah, there's another gap. There we are, guys. That is stage one. Like, for me, it's not so much the steepness that's the issue when for a trail like this. It is the gaps, the big gap jumps. That's what keeps me away from hitting them. But yeah, man, I feel like my biggest issue with trying to keep the speed up for this one is that I'm so tired already from yesterday's climbing and descending. So like, yeah, I basically back home in Sweden you're used to like 2-3 minute rides at best. This is closer to 10, I think. So yeah, I think that was the like main issue with trying to keep up the speed at. I felt like I was really struggling to hold on for some of the rougher bits. But yeah, it was a fun trailer. I already skipped a bunch of features, but I'm done with stage number 1. So something that's incredibly eye-opening as well for these or towards these athletes that competes in competitions like this is that how incredibly fit they are to go through on a day like this, because I mean, I've done some competitions back at home in Sweden, and the descents are like 2 minutes, and you climb for like 10 or something, even if you walk up. So it's like really nothing in terms of climbing compared to how this is. Here you're climbing for like 45 minutes and you're descending for like almost 10. So it's incredible how fit these athletes are, not just to get up, but also to get down and compete and go fast at the same time. Because yeah, my hats are up to all of them, because yeah, that's a part that you don't see on YouTube. When you watch the highlights, you only see the descents, but yeah, it's really eye-opening how much climbing there is in between and how much pedaling it is. And yeah, it's truly amazing. And also the fact that they actually remember all of the trails as well. Like, yeah, the trails are so long here, so the fact that they can remember all the features and where to go and stuff, it's also so incredible. From like, and I mean, this is the first year that Poland held a Enduro World Cup, so it's not like they have been here before, a bunch of them, and just remember stuff of earlier trips and competitions. So the fact that they can just go here and remember all the trails and race fast, and yes, truly incredible. So hats off to all of them. But yeah, I'm moving towards the gondola now. Gonna do stage 2 and stage 3 from there, and yeah, I'll catch you guys back at the top, back up at the top. So it's time for stage 2, Dziabar. Like I said, I am probably butchering that name, but at least I'm giving it a go. So basically, I'm up here. I've took the gondola from here, and Dziabar goes here, stage 2. The good thing is that during this descent you actually do stage 2 and 3, because as you can see, if you keep on going here, continue on that road, here is the start of Debowiec, or Debowiec. Yeah, like I said, I'm trying my best here. And that's stage 3, and you do that descent all the way to the bottom. And yeah, that's, like I said, the good thing that you do stage 2 and 3 during this one, because yeah, it's quite fatiguing, to say the least. But yeah, I'm gonna jump on the bike and see how I do. Yeah, let's go into it. If I remember correctly, this is the steepest one in terms of incline, so let's see how this goes. Okay, I guess we're going down here. So hard to like remember what's coming up on what trail, because this is like, I've watched the videos, but it's like 30 minutes of descending that you have to remember, and what's on what trail and so on and so forth. But this is definitely steep. Okay, drop. It is well marked out though in terms of what's coming up, so that's always good. Okay, tight corner. But this is for sure steep. And I'm slipping my pedals because they are not grippy. Holy. I guess why it's the steepest now. For sure. Okay, first I am crossing the road. I'm guessing it's down here. Okay, and a little bit of an uphill. Okay, and here we go again. Okay. Oh, I've seen this. This is a really tricky part. I saw in the World Cup that some people actually dropped off of this rock, which is not when you see it in real life. I'm gonna take the cowardly way and go around. This is quite committed as well to just, yeah, send it down there. Do I want to climb up and try to get this better? I think I actually can if I go outside to inside. Yeah, let me go up and try this little shoot again. Okay, I think I've scoped out a line. Oh man, it was so tricky just to get back up here. But it's one thing actually knowing where to go, it's another thing going where you want to go sometimes. A little bit of a dab just to get around the corner. Man, this is a tricky ending to it as well with this. Oh, doubt I'm gonna get it any better than that, to be honest. Let's just take that and move on. And I would love to do this on my own bike. No dodgy pedals, really good suspension, good grips. Doesn't feel like the bike is slowly like falling into pieces. But like I said, I'm not gonna try to make a million excuses at the same time, because some of this stuff, oh yes, yeah, like I said, that shoot for example I would probably struggle with on my bike as well, but we definitely have made it easier than what it was. Okay, here it opens up a little bit. Don't know if that's good or bad. There's a bit of a nice change of pace. Okay. Like, this is one of those trails that you kind of have to go and do yourself to really get the steepness of this, because it's so incredibly steep and it's impossible for the camera to pick it up in a good way. Oh, keep going here for a little bit, I think. Oh yeah, I think I'm actually done. I think I'm slowly heading to the next trail now. So yeah, that's Dziabar. Oh man, that was gnarly high. Couldn't quite do that steep shoot well, but yeah, other than that, I did most of the features actually on this one. It was just the shoot that was really tricky. But yeah, like I said, you have to try this trail yourself if you really want to understand how steep it actually is, because GoPro cameras does not make that justice in terms of how steep it actually is in some other places. But yeah, let's head up to stage number 3. Okay, I made my way to Debowiec, or Debowiec, which is stage 3. It was more of a, this part that I talked about, I was from Dziabar to Debowiec. It was way more of a hike and a lot more pedally than I thought it would be, but we're here now for stage 3, so let's get it. Okay, so this is a red trail, so in theory it should be a bit kinder than the 2 black trails that I've been doing so far, so I don't mind a bit of a change of pace, to be honest. And especially after Cygan, I wouldn't mind a trail that's not quite as steep as that one, because I was quite or something. So far it's quite kind, I guess. Can open up a little bit more and not feel scared for your life, basically. Okay, that was loose. That was tight. Okay, that is like a gap, I guess, but it drop, it says, but this is not, that's not a drop. I think someone was wrong corner. I put down that sign, or maybe they had run out of jump warning signs. Kind of hard to see where it's going here because there's so many leaves. Okay, well, it's mainly on the small little punchy climbs that I take my dabs. That's because I'm not ready for them and I have not any gear for them whatsoever. Okay, that's the gap. I could probably maybe I sent that one because it's not that big and you definitely get the speed from that hill, but it's that thing again of just not knowing the trail and what's going up. Am I done or what's going on? I think I might be actually. Yeah, I think I am. Oh, like I can tell you, like I was so close to just taking a break after a while because that was so fatiguing, like upper body and fingers and stuff. It wasn't as steep and like gnarly, but just the fact that, yeah, from the riding yesterday and the riding today, my upper body and fingers and stuff are really starting to feel it. I don't know if it's the bike as well, like being a bit rough in terms of suspension, and like I said, it's well worn, let's just say that, this bike. But yeah, I made it down at least, stage 2 and 3. This is where I'll be cheating a little bit because Debowiec goes down here, and then I think the Enduro World Cup, they just went back the way that I came. This is from Kamieniołom, so I went here, up here. I think they went here and hiked all the way, or well, hiked or biked their way all the way over here, and then had to climb back up to get to DH Plus, which is stage number 4 during the World Cup. What I did is that this is why I'm cheating kind of, is that I went here, went back up to here, and took the gondola. And I will do Rock and Rolla, which is a blue kind of flow trail. It's quite rocky for being a flow trail, to be honest, but anyways, this will take me all the way over here. And there is a little bit of a climb here, but it's not as bad, and I will just be at DH Plus from there on out. So you will kind of get a bonus stage if you like, but yeah, I'm gonna do the blue flow trail to get to the next stage basically. Okay, time for bonus stage, Rock and Roll. Honestly, it's gonna be quite nice with some flow here after some pretty rough stuff. Absolute spot. Okay, stage number 4, DH Plus. This is gonna be by far the trickiest one, and by far the one where I skipped the most features. Not really want to go for that. Okay, here's the first feature that I will skip on. That's a massive drop. That it's not the drop itself, it's the fact that it's a gap and you have to make it. Otherwise, not too bad. I have a little bit of a rest now, so hopefully I can work with the bike a little bit better than I did before. It's just so tough to see what's going on in terms of what's underneath all of the leaves. My pedals are slipping. Okay, there's one of the gaps, so I mean that one is not too bad, I guess. It's definitely a bit more case friendly. But yeah, keep on going here. Good thing I did this yesterday though, because I would not have done that otherwise, because now I was ready for it. I knew what was coming up. And yeah, this is one of those as well. It's a whole lot deeper what it looks like. Yeah, here's probably the biggest gap on the trail, I would say. I got a little bit scared there because it said drop with a gap, and yeah, there was a little bit of a gap, but if I remembered I would have done that because it wasn't like super big gap. But yeah, it's a shame that I'm getting so tired because like I'm really not working with the bike. That's what I'm feeling like. I'm working kind of against the bike. And that's kind of what happens when you start getting really tired. Like you're not like pumping and like soaking things up the same way as you do when you're really like on it. are really starting to cramp up now. I think this is actually the end of Cygan, but yeah. So I think I'm actually done with each cluster. Let's just get all the way to the bottom. Oh man, we are down. I wish I knew the trail a little bit better, because it was that drop, for example, that I would have sent if I just knew the trail better and didn't get scared about this gap sign. Other than that, it's, yeah, the gaps I'm skipping, they're way too big and scary for me. But yeah, I'm the only one that I was the most scared of, at least, so that's good. So now I need to eat something and then save some energy and try to get down Cygan for the final stage. So do you guys recognize this sign? It's where it all started a few descents ago. Like, in terms of video, I think it's like maybe half an hour, maybe more, maybe less, but in terms of actual real life time, it's 6 hours later pretty much since I started my very first descent. So yeah, I guess that gives you somewhat of an idea of how much work there is in between as well, and not just descending and that's it. But yeah, last stage for my little Enduro World Cup or World Trip. I've rested a bit, so hopefully my body can work with me running a little bit more than it did before. I hope, anyways. Yeah, this is like a video idea that I would love to do again, and go here with my own bike, my own gear and everything. Because it's been a bit of a struggle, like the bike, as well as the the bad pedals, and it's also the fatigue. Like, if I did this, I would almost like to do it on the first day. Like I said, there should be a video of the first day of riding here already on the channel, but like, yeah, to do this properly, like do it right away instead of doing it the second day, because I'm already so fatigued from day number 1 of riding, so that doesn't help at all. Okay, here's where we have a split up until this point. You probably recognize this, as it has been the same as the black one that we started on, but now it's going into its own thing. I feel like the rest has done a little bit, at least in terms of like energy level. I feel like I'm working a little bit more with the bike now. Okay, this is off the line. I think I took this line a lot yesterday as well when I did this trail. And yeah, I think I forgot to mention it, but this is one of the 2 trails But I actually did a round of yesterday, so I have some kind of hunch of what's going on at least. So it was this one and the ish plus that I did yesterday, and the other ones have been blind. And it's like, I do kind of want to stop here at the off points, but they don't do it here in the Enduro World Cup, so I want to give it the like full thing, so to say. Hello, please work with me. I would have paid quite a lot of money to have my own pedals, but I know I've been saying that hours already, so you don't really need to hear it anymore. Yeah, that's kind of like a gap, and I don't really have the foot on the pedal. So well, and then I had a bit of a rest because, man, this is taking its toll. This one is not the steepest, like, at all, but it's so rough. Not too much left now. Probably the steepest bit on this trail. Yeah, this is the big gap on this trail. Ate the bug, which is nice. Like, I'm only holding on at the moment, to be honest. Like, so done for. Like, it would be so interesting to do the same on your own bike. I feel like I would be better off in terms of like energy and stuff with my own bike, just because this won't feel like it feels like it's so. Yeah, it feels really janky, this bike. I feel like every descent has been like, I start off pretty well, but then when the tire, or when the fatigue starts to kick in, I just lose all the speed.
So just gonna pause here real quick and say that actually their stage actually ended here. Since I did the entire thing anyways, I might as well include that, but this is just gonna be me slowly dying on the bike for the last few minutes, but since I did it, I might as well include it.
I think this is the last bit. I think. I actually have to sit down and pedal for a little bit just to like stretch out the fingers and the legs. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God, like, oh, yeah, I really wish I had the energy to, like, actually do the trails properly. Like, I can't tell you, like, how tired I am in my fingers and upper body and legs, and, like, yeah, it's such a shame. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I would skip on some of the gaps and things as well, like I said earlier in the video anyways, but if I just had the energy to work with the bike and push and pump, like, I would do so much better than, like, yeah, like I said, it was just like holding on to dear life towards the end and yeah, trying to survive. But I am at the bottom and I didn't crash. Like, this might look like I've crashed and just cut it out, but it was during C-bar. I skimmed a tree and that's where that's coming from. But yeah, let's move on to some kind of outro, I think. So, to answer the question, can I survive the World Cup trails in Bielsko biała? And yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm here still. Surprisingly, the bike survived as well, like. But yeah, it's been a bit rough with the bike. It's developed a lot of noises that it did not have when I started renting it, let's just say that. And it already had a lot of problems. But yeah, there's, like, number one, obviously I skipped on a lot of features, so I guess you can kind of say that I did the trails. And number two, I got so tired towards the end that yeah, basically my riding just went out the window towards the end. Pretty much the end of every descent, because I wanted to do it the proper way, and I wanted to do it the way that they do in the World Cup and do the runs full top to bottom like they do. To do the trails more justice, I could have stopped during the stopping points
but like I said, I wanted to do and push myself to do the proper way. But yeah, I really felt towards the end of every run that my like upper body and fingers and stuff started to hurt so much. I was just holding on to it. I'm not gonna pretend like I would have done every single feature otherwise, but there are definitely a few features that I would have done if I either knew how they were. Like I said, some trails were blind for me, and some of them I just couldn't remember on top of my head how they were going. So I would have done a few more features if I would had the energy left, and if I had known about what features are coming up. That being said, there's also a lot of features that I just wouldn't do, like even on my own bike with full energy, like the gap jumps, for example, I would not be doing. I would not be doing that drop on the start of DH Plus with a big gap as well. So yeah, fair play to the people that race this. Like, it's really eye-opening because, like I said, during the highlights you only see the descents and the highlights of that. You do not see the fact that you spend hours and hours of climbing in between. And yeah, it's incredible that they not only climb the trails or climb up, they descend super fast, and they do all the features that I didn't do. But yeah, I mean, I did it, but I would have loved to come back on my bike because I definitely feel like I said, I don't like making excuses, but for example, these pedals, like I slipped off them so many times, like just to get my own pedals would have been awesome. And yeah, the rest of the bike is just done for, so yeah, basically I would love to come back and do this. Like I said, that's something that I forgot to mention as well, that I did go here yesterday as well. It's a 2-day trip, so I really feel like I emptied a lot of energy there. So like I would almost love to come back just in a year. One, because then maybe I can do some of the gap jumps hopefully, and improve my jumping until then, and make sure that I hopefully can do some of them. Number two, to get on my bike, because I feel like, yeah, the bike, like I said, I don't like making excuses, but the bike for sure held me back compared to the one I have at home, and I'm very much looking forward to getting back to that bike. Yeah, just going on the first day and doing the trails right away, properly on your own gear, and yeah, see how I do. But it was a fun experience. I did enjoy it, but it's been super tough. So yeah, now I'm gonna head back home, chill for a few days and regain some energy. But thanks a lot, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed, even though the riding maybe wasn't the best. But yeah, I just didn't have the energy. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.